Hi there, and welcome to another edition of our Facebook Live show, The Art of Advocacy. So today I've been thinking about moms and dads and kids over the summertime, and sometimes trying to get our kids motivated to do things is like a big challenge every day. And then you think about when our kids are back in school and classrooms where there's dozens, well, hopefully not more than 24 other students in the class. And the teacher's trying to individualize things. She's trying to keep kids engaged and motivated. And what a challenge that can be. So if you have a child who is given a lot of worksheets and it's like, stop giving me these boring worksheets, or if you have a child that the teacher always is trying to get ideas from you and suggestions on how to motivate your child, what they're interested in, so she can pull that into the classroom work. If these are familiar kinds of scenarios that you've experienced, then you're in the right place today, because our show is all about using technology to get our kids engaged. And I know we only want our kids to have a certain amount of screen time, but to me, if we use it in educational ways, then I think that's a good thing. So our show today is all about what in the heck are QR codes and how in the world could they help my child? So if you don't know me yet, I'm Charmaine Thaner. I'm a parent of 3 kids. Our youngest son, Dylan, has disabilities. I've been an advocate for other families for a number of years. I'm also a retired teacher, an author, a variety of hats like we all wear, right? But probably my greatest passion is to work with other families and help them become even more effective advocates for their kiddos. Because we know if we don't speak up for our kids, right, nobody else is going to do that. So I wanted to share with you this wonderful technology tip. And actually, I've used it in the past, and then I kind of forgot about it. And when I was at a recent conference in Sacramento, the National Down Syndrome Congress Conference, I was lucky to hear Dr. Sean Smith from the University of Kansas speak. I had heard him years ago at one of the Peaks Inclusion conferences, and I remembered I just loved the tips and strategies that he would share with the audience. So I went back to a session of his at the conference last week, and he was talking about QR codes. Now, I don't know if you know what those are or if you've seen QR codes before, but type in the comment box, yes or no, if you've ever seen QR codes before. And look, here we have Tatiana. How are you? I'm so glad you are here with us today. So thanks for coming in. But what we're seeing is Marlo saying no. She hasn't seen or heard about QR codes, but she also says hi. So I'm so glad that you're here with us today. So the whole deal with QR codes. So I remember, I think it was probably about 4 years ago, I was redesigning my business cards, and I put, let's see if I can share this. I don't know if you'll be able to see it that well, but anyway, on the front of my business card, I have, important contact information and such. And then on the back, this is the QR code. It's shiny here that I added to my business card. Now you might be wondering, like, why in the world did you add that to your business card, Charmaine? Well, the neat thing about QR codes is you can scan that code and it can either take you directly to a website, it can show you a video, it can give you a text message. So what I did was create a QR code for my website. So now if people have a QR reader, they can scan that and go to my website. So I'm going to be talking today about how you might want to not only have a QR code on your business card, but the practical tips of how would a QR code help my kid at school. And what I was really excited about is some of the examples that Dr. Smith was showing at the conference this last week was how you can use QR codes with adults with disabilities that maybe are visual learners, and how to combine it with video modeling. So all of that's going to be covered today in our show. If you want a handout that I'm in the process of making, that talk more about all the kind of nitty-gritty details about how to do QR codes, how to read them, how to make them, just put in the comments QR, and I'll send you a link to that handout. So the other thing is, I encourage you, like we have already had some moms this morning do, is type your comments and questions in the comment box, because this platform that I'm using, Be Live TV, actually can show everybody's comments and questions. So that's pretty cool. So what I was going to do was quickly demonstrate using the QR code. And so what you need, and let me move some of this stuff here, but what you need, let me show this slide here, is you need what's called a QR reader. And that's an app that you can put on your phone or on your iPad or a tablet, and that will help you scan the QR codes, okay? And stay with me, because there's some neat things of how teachers are using this at school and how you might want to use it with your kids at home. So just hang on with me. I'll show you how this is relevant to your kids. But anyway, so on my phone, I have business apps, and one of them is this Enigma app. And I recommend this as a QR reader. So if you want to download this app to, like I said, your phone or your iPad or your tablet, it works for iPhone people, it works for Android devices. So this is the app that I really recommend. It's free. So, but anyway, so you get the app, you open it up, and then what you do is you have it, and I'm going to find my card here, and I'm going to put it in front of, let me move this frame. And so what I did is I just had my phone scan with that app the QR code, and now it says go online. So I can go online, and it's going to take me to my website. So this was an easy way that I could share more information with families. But the whole idea, like I said, and here you can see my phone took me to my website. So it works. But the whole idea is that this is something that can really help motivate, engage kids at school. So let me show you some of the ways that teachers are using QR codes. So let's see. I'm going to take that one down, and I'm going to show this a little bit bigger. So a lot of librarians and people in media centers have taken on this idea of using QR codes. And what they do is they videotape students recommending a book, and actually, you know, it's kind of like the student is doing their own video trailer for a book instead of doing a traditional book report. So they make a short video. The student describes the book, what they liked about it, if people want to read more on this subject, what they can do. The teacher videotapes the child doing that. They make it into, upload it, have a URL for it. They go to the QR code generator, and it makes a unique, almost like a 3D barcode. And so when students are in the library or the media center, if the librarian has an iPad or a tablet they can use, they can go to the book, they can scan the QR code on the book cover, and that will immediately take them to a video that they can watch on the iPad or the tablet. So if this is making sense, type yes in the comments, or if it's not making sense, write a question in there, because I want to give you an idea of how useful this could be and how fun it would be for your kids. So this does, obviously take some time on the teacher's part, or if this is something that, as a parent, you'd love to dive into a new tech tool, you could videotape your child at home, talking about the book that he just read. Then you need to upload that video and get a URL for it. And then you would go to a code generator. So let me show you. I think, this is the one that I recommend that you use, and it's just called QR Stuff. So once you have the URL, you just type it in to this website, QR Stuff, and it automatically generates a unique QR code for exactly what you uploaded. So if it was a video, it would be a unique QR code that would just show the video that you used. So let me show you here. This is what my QR code looks like for my website. So each one is going to look differently. But let's get back to some more ideas about how teachers and or parents could use QR codes with their own kids. So let me look here. Here's another idea. Let me show it by itself. So this is just putting a spin on a traditional worksheet. And especially for kids who are more visual learners, having the QR code to take them to another site to get more information or whatever is something that's really helpful. So here's, it says QR codes for counting the teens. And so what they have to do is, there's that QR code on the pig. They have to use like a classroom iPad or a tablet, and they would scan that QR code. It would take them to some more information. And I was going to look here. It says, scan the code, write the number, color the 10 frame. So this QR code just takes them to a simple image of a numeral. And then the child sees the numeral on their tablet. They have to write that on the paper and color in the correct amount of boxes to make that numeral. And like I said, this is not something that's going to change the world. I mean, your child is still going to be working on those kinds of academic skills, but it's a way to keep them more engaged and more motivated. And then I was going to show you another example of how teachers can use QR codes. And this was just like a sign that they had in their classroom. And it was like, if you need, some help with your homework assignment, there's a QR code, for homework help. And you would scan, using your classroom tablet, and you could pull up this site that gives homework help. Or if you use Khan Academy videos with your child, maybe at home, you could post this near their desk or wherever they do their homework. If they need to go to the Khan Academy to get some answers, they would use their phone or tablet and just scan the code, the QR code, and it would take them right to that website. So you might be asking, well, like, how is this different than just, typing in the website on the computer? And both ways will get you there. One way, typing the URL into the computer. For some kids with, fine motor, challenges, that might be difficult for them. Another thing is for some of our kids when they have to copy, a long URL in order to get to a website. And if they make a mistake with one number or one letter, they can get frustrated because they can't ever get to the right place. So QR codes is something that you could just scan, and it would take the child right there to that website, and it would show up on their tablet, and they could start interacting or, doing the activity or watching the video that helps them learn some new skills. So to me, any of those ways could be used with any school-age kids from elementary school all the way up through college. If you are a Pinterest kind of person and you like Pinterest, then what you can do is just search in the Pinterest box for QR codes, and they have a ton of examples of how teachers can use them, how parents can use them. So I encourage you to do that. But the other thing I wanted to share was the whole idea of using these QR codes for helping adults with disabilities. So if you have an adult child with disabilities and they might be, living on their own, they might be getting some support, but they're still learning a lot of independent skills, QR codes coupled with video modeling is like so exciting to me. So this is one of the ideas that Dr. Smith shared at the conference, and he was talking about videotaping somebody who can, perform a skill, make sure that you're real systematic how you do the videotape so it really shows each specific step that somebody needs to take. And the example that he gave was doing laundry. So you would want to start your video maybe, by sorting laundry into colored clothes and white clothes, or you might want to, start the video with, we're going to turn the washing machine on. But you think ahead of time of each step in that sequence of how somebody needs to do their laundry. You film, some adult that's able to do that skill. And usually what you have to do then after you have that video is upload it on your computer, and you might have to do some simple editing, which you can use iMovie for, or another video editing program that you might have on your computer, because you want to capture each one of those steps and make sure it's like really super clear in the video. But then what you do is you get the URL for that video because you've uploaded it to your computer. And then you go to that site, which is just the QR stuff. Let me show that to you. So you would go to QR stuff. You would type in the URL for the video you just made of somebody doing laundry. And this website would generate a unique QR code. And what you can do is you can print that out, and you can then just post a picture of that QR code right by the washing machine. So the next time your son or daughter has to do their laundry, all they have to do is, take a phone that has a camera or a tablet, go into the laundry room, use their phone to scan the QR code, and that video comes up of somebody performing all the step-by-step tasks to do laundry. So that makes a great teaching tool, because your child can, if they want to watch the video all the way through, or if they want to watch one step and then pause the video, your child does that step, they go back to the video and watch the next thing to do. So I don't know, I'm probably just like this geek because I get so excited about technology and how we can use it to help our kids. So what I want you to think of is how you can transfer this tip or strategy to help your child learn something that right now is a challenge for them. I love the idea of combining the video modeling, which is a research-based strategy, with using QR codes and helping our kids become more independent. Because we know if we nag our kids, or if somebody else is nagging our kids to do things, it usually results in either a big argument or a meltdown. So instead, if we have these videos showing our kids exactly what steps to take to do these different tasks, they can have the video help them remember instead of us always being there with them and kind of nagging at them in the background. So if you are on our live show, or if you're watching the replay of this, type in the comments some other ideas of how you could use video modeling with QR codes. Dylan's going to be starting his job next week at Red Robin Restaurant, and they have carved out a variety of things that he can do instead of just hiring him for one certain position at the restaurant. So I'm thinking video modeling and QR codes would be so cool for job coaches to use. So I'm seeing that a video could be made of the job coach doing the specific jobs that Dylan's going to be learning, like how to be a host and know where the tables are, to figure out the map, to be able to seat people at the right table. Another video that would be helpful for his job coach is when he's bussing tables, to do a video of another busser at the restaurant showing Dylan exactly what the steps are. He could have then his QR code just in his pocket on a piece of paper. He can use his phone and scan it, and then before work starts, he could watch the videos of, this is what I have to remember when I'm being the host and I'm having to, look at the map of the restaurant and figure out where people are where there's an empty table and where I can seat people, to, this is what I need to do to bus tables. So I'm like excited, because it's like, this is something especially for kids who are visual learners. A lot of kids with autism, kids, with Down syndrome or Fragile X are real visual learners. So if we combine the video modeling strategy, showing them videotapes of how to do things, with a specific QR code so they can scan and pull up that video whenever they want, I think it's like magic. So, like I said, this may be like, what is she talking about? But I really, really, really do think there's practical ways that this can be incorporated into the classroom. And as parents, it's like, well, that's great, Charmaine, but, I'm not the teacher. I'm not going to be doing this. I still want parents to know about research-based strategies. So when you're at a conference with the teacher, or when you're at an IEP meeting and you're talking about accommodations, or you're talking about, the way that your child learns best, this kind of discussion of, let's try video modeling paired with QR codes. And so my child can start being a little bit more independent. Their work at school is going to be more engaging. So anyway, if you want more information about how how you use your phone or tablet to read a QR code, or how you use your phone or tablet to make a special QR code, just type in the comment box QR, and I'll make sure I give you a link to a handout that gives you those step-by-step helps. Okay? So before we close today, I just wanted to also share with you that we've had a lot of people, I'm so happy, sign up for our IEP scavenger hunt. And what I found is when I talked about having IEP X-ray vision, that people were like, it's like, yes, tell me how I can get this IEP X-ray vision superpower. So if you haven't joined us, here is the URL. I should have made a QR code, right? Of where you can go and find out more information. Our challenge starts next Monday, July 31st, goes through Friday, August 4th, when we're going to have a super masterclass on Friday, where we just like really pack in the information and the advocacy tips. So if you can join us for our IEP scavenger hunt that's coming up next week, please do. I would love to have you not only in our group, but join our private Facebook group where lots of conversation is going on. So if you are interested, this is the link where you can go. Next Thursday, we will have another live show. It's going to be an hour earlier. It will be at 11 o'clock on Mountain Time. And that's because we're going to be busy with our challenge at noon. So we'll do this show an hour early. My hope is through these weekly shows that I help you be more confident, be more informed, and have great ideas of how your child can be not only included at school, but be learning side by side his friends at school. So I'm Charmaine Thaner. Until next Thursday, have a wonderful week and weekend, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.